So I think I found this in the LA Times at one point. They published this as an article some number of years ago, but I always call it comfort in and dump out. And it is kind of like a bullseye approach or a concentric circle diagram. And when you're dealing with someone in crisis, they are the center of the crisis, and that requires a level of sensitivity and caregiving that should be the thing that prioritizes everything else. They are the first and foremost priority in the situation. It's happening to everyone. Dan's illness first happened to him, and then the next circle would be me. Maybe the third circle is immediate family and closest of friends. Maybe the next circle is greater family and greater friends. And then maybe the next circle is, church people or more distant friends or work people or whatever the case might be. But the rule of thumb, and I thought this was a really helpful framework, when you're dealing with crisis, support and comfort should always go in towards the circle. So when you feel fear or when you feel angst or you want to vent about something, that should go out of the circle. So the closest people are always comfort in, and then you dump out to the further circles. My parents' friends were comforting my parents. And if they had complaints about my parents or whatever, or, fears about anxiety around our situation, they shouldn't say that to my parents. They should say that to their friends or somebody who's further outside the circle. And that's a really important and great rule of thumb. And I've passed this along so many times in hopes that it helps people. But always remember, the people who are closest to the center of the circle, you want to move comfort in that direction and move all the rest in the opposite direction. And this is about little things too. For example, I remember about a trash can episode, honestly. And someone said to me, gosh, you've really got to bring your trash can in. It'd been sitting out there for quote unquote too long. And I about lost my ever-loving mind. Because if it's that important to you, you bring the trash can in. That's what I wanted to say to that, and probably did say to that, quite frankly. But again, comfort in, dump out. You say that to somebody else. You say that outside the circle. You don't say that inside the circle. And I just think it's a good rule of thumb that I really appreciate the fact that somebody put a picture to that and helped me see and look at that. And thanks to the LA Times for actually publishing that, because I really thought it was great.